All right, last one.
Adnan, Syed, and Serial. What? I mean, I know the podcast, but did something happen?
Yeah, he's free now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's free because he did his time, or he's free because of some evidence?
Not evidence, but apparently the judge overturned the conviction.
An appeal.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
He was free last night.
Such a hit. Whoa. He's older now.
It's been 20 years.
In prison?
Yeah.
20 years in prison? And
over 20 years.
And the appeal works 20 years later? That's so wild.
Yeah.
In 2000, Adnan Syed, a high school senior, but for those of you that don't know, this was like a hit podcast. What year was that?
So he was convicted in 2000.
Yes.
And the Serial podcast was 2014.
2014, almost 10 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's a time machine that you say that to me. You say something like that to me. I remember it vividly. Like I was actually listening every episode. It was so intriguing.
I mean, it launched like the true crime.
It was a big
documentary style podcast.
Played a big role in that. So anyway, in 2014, this hit podcast, and it's essentially like a reinvestigation of the case from 2000 with interviews and all the rest of it. And it took over the podcast world. So this is the character we're talking about, the human we're talking about.
Yeah.
So he was convicted in 2000 of strangling and killing his ex-girlfriend. The case in which the prosecutor painted Syed as a violent and jealous ex-lover who brutally killed a bright and talented young woman made national headlines on Monday. A Maryland judge overturned his conviction and set a deadline for a new trial. For nearly 25 years, Syed has maintained his innocence. His case won a massive boost from an unlikely source of podcast. That makes me wonder if the podcast had never happened, if he would be free right now, if there would be enough attention on the case.
Yeah, who's to really
I mean,
know?
you don't know, but it's just, it's obviously not supposed to influence anything, but it's not often that you have a case with that much going on outside of it. More than a decade after Syed was sent to prison, Rabia Chaudhry, a Baltimore-based lawyer and family friend of the Syeds, emailed a journalist named Sarah Koenig and asked her to reinvestigate Lee's murder. That email helped launch the first season of the podcast Serial. The show premiered in autumn 2014, and each episode tried to piece together a timeline of what happened the night Lee was killed. What a throwback for me.
Yeah, so she actually released another episode, like recently, I think this morning, and there might be some sort of like follow up with Adnan.
I guess it makes sense. Free now, things have changed. It makes sense because I don't know about you, but I really wasn't listening in the follow-up seasons. I think I attempted season 2 a little bit, but there was something about finding the format that was the most exciting aspect.
And it was so pure in a way.
It was like, what is happening in this? What are we? Am I listening to a podcast or
is this a story time?
This is all
so
real.
Compelling.
These are real interviews, and then it's weird as your mind learned the format as it was gaining in popularity. There wasn't as much learning to do after. So it depends on what you were in it for. If it was, and I'm not saying that it's never one thing exclusively, but the story was compelling, but there was so much to learn about the format that nobody could resist. And then I think for me, after I had learned the format,
you're like, yeah, I'm good.
I don't know. I guess that was the intriguing part to me. That was, I can't speak for everyone, but I think that was the most intriguing part for me.
Sure.
That you could take a real life event and create a podcast series around it that wasn't just a couple guys talking, but instead it was like heavily formatted and, well, serialized.
Serial.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, is that the show?
Well, I mean, just to kind of wrap it up.
Oh, you have one more thing.
There's one more thing to say. There's a reason why it was overturned.
Oh, okay.
It's because there's new evidence.
There is evidence. That's what I asked.
Yeah. There's 2 suspects that weren't on the
known
podium,
known to detectives at the time. 2 potential suspects who were known to detectives at the time. The investigators failed to investigate them. Syed's lawyers also questioned the reliability of witness statements and cell phone evidence originally used to convict him. A judge agreed and overturned Syed's conviction, but it does not mean he's been cleared of Lee's murder. Prosecutors now have to decide whether they will retry Adnan Syed or reopen Hae Min Lee's case and look for new suspects. It's so crazy.
So apparently there's like 30 days. There's like a limit.
So many years
we'll
later.
Get updated here.
Try to investigate this thing. Do a fresh investigation. And I guess it happens all the time, but
it's just heavy for the families involved.
Well, there's that, but there's also just the nature of evidence over time.
Yeah.
Right?
And technology.
There's probably plenty of things that are saved and preserved, but then there's testimony and like witness memories and stuff.
Yeah.
Try to ask me something happened 25 years ago.
Yeah.
22 years ago. Wait, what? It said the case was in 2000, but then it said for 25 years he maintained his innocence. Or they say nearly. Okay. Well, 22, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, good luck to both families. Hopefully they get peace in whatever they're looking for.
All right. Wow.
All right.
Will's
just want to end it on a
Will's coming in with the
sweet note.
Will's just. I didn't know if I was supposed to talk after that. The way you went for it there.
Oh, you could have.
Well, I just saw you preparing your statement, and I saw you had the music ready to go. I saw you preparing your statement, and you wanted to time it with the music, and I was like,
yeah, I wanted to end it on a good note. Hopefully.
Like I just wanted to get out your way there, man. You were all fired right up. So. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much to everybody who joined us here today. And, we'll catch you in the next one. Later.